Hello, Smith Sunday and my boss baby, my lawyer in the house. We are grateful to be here. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is
Uh-huh. How old are you?
I am 6 years.
She is 6 years and she is aspiring to become a lawyer. She is the lawyer in the house that we have. And we are grateful to have her. Today I am grateful to have you here in my talk show. If you're watching me for the very first time, my name is Sunday Raphael Jigo. I am a digital business owner. I am a mother of 4. I am a wife. I'm a servant of God. I am grateful to be here. And my topic today is knowing your worth. I think it's running in the text. What is your worth? It's a question. It's a question that it has to awaken us all. What is my worth? What is your worth? And that will help us not settle for less. And that will not help us. It will help us understand our worth and also not be able to accept what other people may say about you, which might be negative or which might be harming your future or harming your present time. So I am going to talk more about knowing your worth, what is not your worth, and what is your worth, and how to know your worth. But before that, I have my lawyer here. She wants to say something. You want to say something?
Yes.
Yes, please. Can you say it?
If this is your very first time watching this,
Hmm?
you must always know my mother's name.
Uh-huh.
Her name is Sandy.
Yes.
And also you must watch the 90 minutes pre-coaching videos.
Mm-hmm.
You will learn about more things
What things?
that you can understand about the business.
What kind of business?
This business, you can take care of your children while doing this business.
Where can the person run the business?
You can run it at anywhere.
Yes, this is a business that you can run it anywhere and at any time. I'm not just going to talk about the business, but I'm just going to talk about knowing your worth. What is your worth? What is your worth? What can we know about what is your worth? What is your worth? What maybe self-esteem? What is that self-esteem that you have? And it is just, let me just explain it in a very simple terms, that it is the level of importance that you give yourself. It's the level at which you take yourself. Maybe you take yourself so much important, or maybe so much less. I was like that. I take myself less than any other person. Even in the house, anybody else will have meals, and sometimes if there is anybody to miss, I will be the one to miss, because I just thought I don't deserve. I Other people are more important than me, and not only in home, and even it goes to my workplace, and it affected me in so many areas, um until I had to come back to my understanding my worth. And it's really true that nobody will ever pay you your worth, because if you're not able to really speak it out and then demonstrate it, people will not understand. Of course, they don't understand your worth. They will not understand exactly your value that you have. Another way to define it is that it's uh, knowing you. I have my notes that I have just put here. I have just said that it's the value of, or it's the level of importance or level of value that you give to yourself or who you are. You take yourself very important, less important, or how do you take yourself? And it's just an awakening question, not only to whoever I'm talking to, but also to myself too. How do I level myself? The level of importance that I level myself. Is it up to date? Is it medium? Is it less? And that will determine the level of value that of what other people will say. Because some people will always say something. It might be less, it might be more, it might be because they actually don't know your worth, and Your worth is really inward. It's not something that from outside. It's not determined by what is outside. It's determined by what is inside you, the core values that are inside you. You know, there are still certain things inside us that we cannot describe it. We cannot be able to explain it. The level of energy, the level of understanding, those things. How do we understand ourselves? Who are we? Some of those questions that really looks like weird, but it helps us to understand who we are. Who am I? Who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? Such questions will really help us understand. And there are some things that really determines our values. How we can determine our values, and it's not really determined by what other people say about you, because they may not say exactly your value. They may not say, they will always not really say exactly what your value is, but they will say something according to their understanding, and it may not be correct. It may, in most times, it's not really correct. They may underestimate you, and sometimes not even other people but ourselves. Sometimes we underestimate ourselves. And it's not also the self worth. It's not determined by what we have. You might be having a lot of things. There are people who are having a lot of things, a lot of resources, but yet they are not happy. They are not happy, and they are not happy of themselves. Maybe they are not happy the way they look. Maybe they are not happy the way they are, the environment, and there are a lot of things that makes them not happy. And it's also not determined by things that comes from within. It comes, the self-worth comes from within. It's not within you, not from things that is within you, but it is within yourself that comes out. And that self-worth, that is that is within yourself as a human being. That is what it is. And it's not even the career. You might be having all the documents that is needed, the degrees, the masters, the what PhDs, and whatever. But sometimes it doesn't really define your worth. It doesn't define your self worth. It doesn't define that, because we have seen a lot of people who have all the academic documents, yet they are not happy. If they are not happy, maybe even they are married, maybe they have really family, they have children, they have a good husband or wife, but yet they are not happy. So those things cannot really define your self-worth. It's not even the relationship, as I've said it. And there is a quote here that I just want to read the way it is. It says that when you know who you are and become pleased with the person you have become, you will experience peace through life's inevitable ups and downs. And that is the level of understanding. If you have come to accept yourself the way you are, and accepting yourself, meaning you're happy the way you are, you're happy with the person whom you're becoming, and looking to the changes that you're becoming to, or maybe sometimes the shape where you are, you accept yourself and you're happy with that. That will really help you with throughout the ups and downs of the world. Of course, the world is made of ups and downs. There are moments where you can feel excited, happy, it looks like everything is okay, but there are some moments where really things look like the world is crashing down. So in those moments, that's when we need our self-worth. We find some people committing suicide because they have not known their value. If they knew their value, I believe they could not really do what they have done. They could not commit suicide. They could not do what they did, because they know who they are and they know who they are becoming. So that is the level of peace that we will have when we accept ourselves the way we are, and when we accept ourselves the way we are becoming. Can you please now go? She feels like sleeping. So, yeah, that level of understanding, when we have, and then we will really, really be happy. There are also things that can't determine our self worth. There are things, I'm just going to read them. I have listed them here. These things can never define our self value. And sometimes we think maybe if I have these things, if I have this, if I have this, then I'll be happy. And sometimes it have reached to the moment when you even have accomplished those things. Maybe you have got what you want. If maybe it's a car, maybe it's a house, but yet you still don't feel like you are worthy. You don't feel like it. So it shows us correctly that those things doesn't define our self worth. Things like this, the job we have, there are people who have the best job we think in the world, yet they are not happy. They are not really contented. Maybe they are not even accepted. Maybe people misunderstood them and a lot of things. So it is not really the job that will really determine our self worth. It's not also our to do list. It's not the things that we do that determines our self worth. And also maybe like persons who are liking social media, people who are on Facebook, on YouTube, maybe on Instagram, TikTok, maybe you're having so many followers, you're having so many people following your pages and commenting. That even does not determine your self-worth. It doesn't determine, because those people all have their different perspective about you. And if they open up to you, you really be surprised that how can you follow me when you have all this about me. So it's not determined by the number of followers that you have, even your age. It doesn't determine, because we have seen people who are very young and they're not happy. We have seen those ones who are old and not happy. We have seen those ones who are medium age and yet they're not happy. So it's not really determined by our age. Sometimes we think maybe if I reach 50s, if I reach 40s, then I'll be happy. No, it doesn't determine by that. And even if you're young, it doesn't determine by your age, that if you're very young and then you'll be very happy. But it's something that is really not defined by those things. Maybe your appearance. Sometimes uh, it was hard for me to accept the way I am, because people called me what kind of names when I was still young, and I never knew my value. So they called me all kinds of names. My head is big. I have a big face. My voice is loud. So those things, and I started not liking myself. I wish I was so and so. I wish I was so and so. So, and I will never be those people. Even how many times or how much times I wish, I will never be them. So until I accept myself the way I am, then I have peace. And then I have the understanding of who I am. And then I start understanding my value, my esteem. And that helps me a lot not to be underrated by other people, not to be undervalued by other people. Even if what people say, I may not control what they say, but who cares? Who cares? What they say, it's not me, so who cares? So that level of understanding really helps so much. And also the grades, maybe in school, maybe if you're getting high grades, what, it's not even that determines uh, the value. Or maybe relationship status. You might be married, you might be single, you might be divorced, you might be searching, and that even does not define your values. There are so many things that really doesn't define our values. And when we reach to that level of understanding that all those things really don't define our values, we will not find peace within ourselves, and we will not find who we are exactly. We may be living, but we don't know who exactly we are, because if we will be living on how people will really rate us, or maybe people say what about us, they may be talking either something negative or something positive, and it depends on how you hear it. It may really derate you, it may really lower your self-esteem. And so it is very, very important for us to really know our self worth, our self value, really know to want to know that. So if and that is determined when we stop doubting ourselves. When we stop doubting ourselves, we will start knowing who we are. So we have to eliminate all doubts about ourselves. We have to eliminate all fears about ourselves. If we doubt ourselves, we doubt our capacity, and then what will other people say? What will other people do? They will also doubt us. And if you doubt yourself and other people doubt you, and then you are lost. You're lost, and then also yourself worth will really, you will not have peace. course, you will really not be in a position where you are. So it's important for us to know that we are unique. We are unique and very special in the eyes of God. We are all created in our unique way. So we need to accept ourselves the way we are and eliminate all fears that we fear, whatever kind of fear that really limit us into reaching out to who we are supposed to be, who we are becoming. We'll eliminate those fears because we don't remain the way we are right now. We are always evolving, we are always changing. So it takes our self value to really help us reach to where we want to be, the kind of people that we want to be, and also stop being scared. Of course, there are a lot of things in reaching to your value. Of course, fear is one I've mentioned, doubt about yourself, and being scared, taking yourself small, taking yourself small. I used to think that, uh, I am not anything. I am not anything. Some people with something, but I am nothing. So that mindset, I really have to remove it from my mind and start thinking of myself as very important, myself. Because if I know that I'm very important, I'll start taking care of my health. I'll start doing exercise or whatever. I'll have a healthy food that will keep my body healthy because I respect my body. I need it to be healthy because I have something that I need to really get in the future. And also have self-respect. Have self-respect. Respect myself. Make myself the way I want it to be, decent. The way I feel good. I feel good about myself, and that takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of understanding about yourself, and that also will raise our self-confidence. When we have that, it will raise our self-confidence. There are ways that I have here to know the value that you are. And one thing is to maintain being positive. Be positive about yourself. Be positive about the way you look. What other people may say about you, it is completely may not be correct about you. So be positive to yourself. Be positive to yourself. Start doing positive things to yourself, positive talks to yourself, self talk. I learned this just a year ago and it has helped me a lot. Having those affirmations every morning, I speak positive to myself and it has changed me a lot. I have moved a long way, a long way to becoming who I am today, and it's taking me still. So having that positive talk is really very, very important. That self-positive talk, it's very important in raising our value. Nobody else will raise your value. You have to know that. Nobody else will raise your value. You have to raise it by yourself. Being positive, recognize the difference you make, and see yourself as someone who is very important, someone who has a value to offer. And believe in yourself. Believe you are worthy and all the essentials. You are very important for being present. See yourself and believe in yourself. Be positive to yourself. And when your worth depends on external solution, it is unstable. Your worth has to depend on yourself, has to depend on your understanding about yourself. So it's very, very important we understand who we are because it will help us in a lot of things, in making decisions, in reaching out to who we want to be, and even in supporting some people, in helping, or maybe in uh, digging out the potentials inside us. It's really needed that. And focus on your strength. Know your worth better. Focus on your strength. Because if you know your worth, if you know your strength, you know your weakness. Also know your weakness. What other people may say about you will not really bother you so much. I used to really worry so much when people talk negative about me, maybe say something that really doesn't define me. I used to really feel crazy and I don't feel good, though I don't speak it out, but I feel bad. But I have known my worth. I know who I am. I know exactly my strength. I know my weakness too. So what other people may say, it might be positive, but it's not what I am. It might be negative. It might be negative, and it will really never bother me so much because what? I know my worth. I know what I'm doing, and I know where I want to be. I know who I want to be. So it's really very important we know our worth because it will help us in a lot of things. It will not only help us, but also help our families. Those who have children, it will really help your children because remember, whatever decision that you take today, it will affect your children, whether positively or negatively. So knowing your worth is really very important, even to the next generation that is coming after you. Because we are living as role models. We are really living as role models to our children, to our families, to our siblings, and having that positive mindset, having that uh, self-worth, if you know it, it will really help those ones who are coming up behind you to really follow that example and making uh, themselves better people, and in another sense making the world a better place for all of us. So I'm so much grateful for that. And it has been very long that I never knew my worth and my self-worth, and people talk about me. When I was working, I really had a very bad time. Some years I had some bad years in the place of work, and it really made me to it. I really don't say it's really very bad. Of course, it was bad, but it helped me to know who I am. It helped me really to exactly define, ask myself questions that who am I? Who am I? Why am I here for? What is the value that I'm offering? And what can I do better? How can I make myself better? How can I raise my self value, my self esteem? It made me look deeper into myself, and of course nobody else will do that for me. Nobody else will answer who I am. Nobody, they may answer but they may do wrong, but I have to ask myself and go deeper to know more about myself, and it has brought me to who I am today, and it's still taking me. I am still on the journey of learning who I am, and moving forward to really get the really value that God has for me. God has a very big value for each and every one of us, but sometimes we underestimate that value that God has for us. For example, sometimes someone may say, "You are able to do this," and I could say that time that I'm not, I don't think I'm able to do it. And that has already lowered my self value. So, but now, even if something that I don't know, of course, I'll try my best to do it. Maybe that is an opportunity for me to really learn and do something and have to really know maybe that potential is in me, but I never knew about it, and I will know more about it. So, I'm really so much grateful for this talk, and it's about knowing your worth. I have mentioned some things, items that are not really defining our self worth or our self esteem. Our self esteem comes within ourselves. What level of importance are you giving yourself? What level of value are you giving yourself? So it is a question to all of us. We go and analyze this question and ask ourselves, what level of importance are we giving ourselves? Are we those kind of people that we are just living anyhow? Someone who is just there and redundant, doesn't have what to say, can come up and waste our time just to chat and I have learned to say no. If you know your worth, you know your value, you will learn to say no, because if something that is not really going with your schedule, maybe someone wanted to have maybe chat that is really not productive, and you have something to do that is very important. I have learned to say no, and I have something more important to do than this. So that is when we know our value, when we know our self worth, course we will know. It doesn't matter even what they will say, even if the friendship is ending, I know who I am. And it doesn't depend on my friends. The self worth, it doesn't depending on my friends. What my friends or maybe my family say about me, it doesn't depend on that. It depends from myself, from within me. What am I talking to myself? Who am I? What am I saying to other people about myself? What am I saying? How am I selling myself cheaper or expensive, or what is the price? If I'm to sell myself, what is the price that I have to give? I am just so much grateful. There was a time we were chatting with my husband, and he just said that, "Oh, you are just the same like sons." I said, "No, I'm not the same like that. I am different person, and I have different values. So you cannot be comparing me with someone else. I am a different person. I have a different value. I have different potentials. I have a different focus. So I cannot allow myself to compare with other people because I am unique. I am unique. I am special. I know other people are also unique and very special. So each and every one of us are very unique and very, very special. So I am grateful that I have this chat. I have this talk this evening. Um, I am grateful you're here. I'm grateful for those ones who have just stand here and watch. If you're watching the replay, just let me know at the comment section where you're watching from, and just have this question: what is your worth? What is your worth? If someone is to sell you, what price can you give yourself? So make yourself important. Give yourself high level of importance. You are the number one priority in your life, and then other people come next. Even if I am a parent, I am number one priority in my life, and then my family come next. If I have a ministry, I am number one priority, my family, and then the ministry. So it is what level of importance you're giving yourself, because everything starts with you. The moment you're not there, and then you're not there, whatever things that is there for you, it will not be there for you, because you will not know. Even if they are there, you will not know. So you are very number one in everything. Give yourself a high value of importance, and attend to yourself. If yourself needs a rest, yes, respect that. Give yourself a rest. If you need some water to drink, why not give yourself that? And really, having that self-worth knowledge is very, very important. It will help us in a lot of things. I was struggling to really start up my online digital business because I did not know my worth. I was looking out to other people, asking people, how do you look at me? Do you think I am able to do this? Do you think I'm able to do that? Even my studies, I asked people, and very many people told me that, oh no, that is not good for you now. Just continue working and earn money. So I had to come back to myself and say to myself, no, I don't deserve this. I deserve more. Sometimes we take ourselves for less, but we don't deserve less. We deserve more. We deserve more and more and more and more. So we don't deserve less. Don't settle for less. Go for more. And that is who you are. You are very special and very unique. Give yourself a very high level of importance before other people. So you're very special and you're very important. And thank you very much. If you're watching me for the very first time, my name is Sunday, and I am a digital business owner. I'm also a mentor. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of four. I'm a servant of God. I am grateful to be here. And my topic for today is, what is your worth? What is your worth? If you know your worth, you will really not get disappointed by what other people say about you, because you already know yourself. You already know your worth. You know your strength. You know your weakness, and knowing your worth is giving yourself a level of importance to yourself. So I am grateful. My time is done. And till that time, tomorrow, 8 p.m., I'll be coming, 8 a.m., I'll be coming live. See you there. Bye.